Hi everyone, how are you today? I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm here with an update to my Shop My Stash. I tend to do this a little differently than others in the fact that I like to randomly choose some items as well as, picking out some items that I would like to choose. And I tend to really only focus on lip products, blush, and eyeshadow. Those are the biggest categories in my stash. Like I don't really feel like I can pick a primer out every time since I have like two. So I tend to just focus on those three categories. Let's get right into this and discuss the items I used last time. I will try to remember to put a timestamp down below if you want to just skip ahead to the new items that I will be choosing for this next round. First, let's start with blush. This past month I was using my Shiseido whipped, what do they call this? The Minimalist Whipped Powder Blush in the shade Sonoya. This is so beautiful. I used it at least twice. I only got it down twice. I'm not sure. I might have used it more than that. It is such a pretty shade and such a cool texture. Very unique in my stash. I will definitely be keeping this around. I do oftentimes like to use my Shop My Stash as a way to declutter items if I decide it's just not special enough to keep curated into my collection. But this is definitely special. This I will be keeping. Same with my Hourglass blush. I have the shade Diffuse Heat. This I also used twice. In the past, I've kind of struggled to determine what makes this so special. Like I know I liked it on myself, but it was just kind of hard to peg why it was so nice. On my finger, you can see what of a light pink this shade really is. It's nice for if you're a very pale person. I'm going to just show you on like the extra pale part of my arm here. So like there you can barely see it. I'm going to build it up just a little bit. But there's something about the way that it blends out on the skin that doesn't make it look like a powder. It looks like a cream. That's why this is so pretty. That's why it's so nice. Definitely gonna keep that around. And this blush from Tarte, this is the shade Party Dress. I had a hard time using this just because I was using a lot of cool tones this time of year. I finally used it today. I actually used it in my crease as part of my eyeshadow look and of course on my cheeks. It's a really pigmented, beautiful blush, but it's not a shade that I can use all the time. Just to me, it's a very summery blush. But when I'm in the mood for this type of, it's almost like a coral pink shade, coral pink peachy shade, I do like it when I have it. Moving on to lip products, I have the Ofra gloss from the Madison Miller collection. This is Smiley for Riley. It is a pretty sheer, slightly shimmery gloss. This isn't my favorite gloss in my stash, but it's nice. I wore it a couple times. I like it as a topper shade. It's a really lightweight gloss. So I'll be keeping that for now. And then also my little mini from the Balm. This is one of their creamy lip stains, and this is in the shade Konnichiwa. I've mentioned before how much I love this. This is actually the shade that I'm wearing on my lips today. I love this formula. I love multiple shades from this range, and I love it. This is the only one I have left in my stash because my other ones went bad. It just broke my heart. So I wanted to make sure I got good use out of this, and I wouldn't mind actually using this up next year. We'll see if I can pull that off or if I can work that into a project somehow. But I used that 3 times. Next up, my gloss from Essence. This is the Shine 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 Wet Look gloss in the shade Happiness in a Bottle. I wore this about 3 times. This is so pretty. Every time I wear it, I'm reminded again what a nice gloss this is. Like, I prefer this over the Ofra, I prefer this over the Ofra formula, personally. Highly recommend, especially if you're on a budget, but just in case you're a gloss person, I think you should definitely check out the Essence glosses. If I didn't already have so many lip glosses, I would have more of those. I just don't need any more glosses at the moment. Next up, my NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade California. This is nice. It's not really a shade of pink that I go for. It looks okay on me, like it's just a little bit light. And I'm not sure if I will keep this around. I'm not ready to declutter it yet. I used it about 3 times this past rotation, but I think I'm just going to hang on to it for a little while to make up my mind, but this might end up getting decluttered in the future. And then lastly, my Wayne Goss lipstick in the shade Carnation. Ooh, I actually have a picture to show you on how this looks on me. I felt so pretty the night I was wearing this. I just felt so classy. It's just so, so pretty. While again, this is another shade I don't reach for that often. When I wear it, I really, really like it. So yeah, keeping this. And then I had only pulled out a few single eyeshadows to work on this last rotation. They were all my from Essence of the Melted Chrome shadows. I had Steal the Look, which this is such an intense silver. Be prepared if you want to use this. You're going to be making a statement with silver. I wore this on my inner corner, and from the way I was moving my head, I got comments from both members of my immediate family like, oh, what is that on your eye? Like it catches the light like crazy. Just be aware when you use this one, this shade, and this shade, Zinc About You. It's just so pretty. It's like a light pinkish color. Really, really pretty. And then same with this one, Golden Crown. Obviously, it's a gold. Really easy to pair with a lot of different looks. I enjoyed using those quite a bit. I'm really happy still to have these in my stash. I feel like with the formula, it'll take me forever to use them up, but that doesn't really feel like that they're drying up either. So yeah, I enjoyed them. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to picking out new makeup. So let's start with blush. I only have one blush picked out this time that I want to use, and then I'll roll roulette style for a couple more. This just came in my FabFitFun box. This is from Phase Zero. This is the shade Making Moves. Swatching it, it feels buttery and honestly pigmented. Yeah, you can see, ooh, it looks like a nice peach with a sheen. So there's that blush there. I do like a peachy blush, but again, this might be more of a summer shade for me, but I'll try it out this rotation anyway and see. I'm gonna be using random.org. I'm gonna draw for 2 more blushes. I'm using the numbers 2 through 23. So the first number I get is number 7, and the second one is number 14. Ooh, both of these are Essence blushes. They're very different though. So the first one, number 7, is my Matte Touch blush in the shade Bury Me Up. I feel like this is a really good one for this time of year. When you first look at it, it can be kind of an intimidating color, especially if you're, pale like me, but the Essence blushes are an excellent formula. They're really easy to blend out, and I know I enjoy this one, so I'm happy to pull that one. And the second one is their new, it's from their new range of blushes, just called The Blush. This is the lightest shade. It's called Blooming. Surprisingly, it does show up on me. Like when I first hold it up to my face, it almost just looks like a powder, or like a powder that you would just use to like set your makeup, like one that's actually the color of my skin, but it's for somehow, in some way, it actually does show up. It's interesting how it manages to do that, but this is nice for perhaps a very light makeup look. Yeah, you can barely see it there on my skin. It does, it looks just like setting powder or something. From past experience, I know that I enjoy using it. Now let's move on to lip products. I have 2 picked out that I want to use, and then I will roll for 3. So I have 1 lipstick pulled out. This is the one from Revlon in the shade 245 Smoky Rose. I feel like I just recently had this in a Shop My Stash, but I'm did I just say Shop My Stash? But I'm just really in the mood to wear this, so I figured I better pull it out again. It's a rosy brown shade, and I'm just really feeling it, so I wanted to pull it again. And then I have not used this in so long. This is my ColourPop Just a Tint shade in the shade Gimme S'more. I know I really like it. It's a really nice everyday nude. It has a nice glossy finish on it. So I'm looking forward to using this actually. I really love a little chubby crayon like this. Okay, so now I'm gonna roll for 3 lip products, and I'm going to use the numbers 2 through 26. Okay, my first number is 19. This is good. This is my NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Creme Brulee. This is another one that I really enjoy but have not used in quite some time. I've just been distracted with all the newness in my stash. It's just like a light pinky nude gloss. Awesome. I'm happy to have pulled that one. Next, number 6. Ooh, once again, I'm really happy to have pulled this. This is from Hard Candy. This is their Glosstopia Ultimate Lip Shine in the shade Prism Lit. It has kind of a big doe foot on it, like the Maybelline glosses and the Fenty glosses. It reminds me a lot of the new Maybelline glosses, actually. It's kind of like a sheer pinky shade. That's it right there. And then lastly, the last number to generate, I got number 2. So I think this might be the oldest lip product in my stash at this point. So this is a lip liner from Lipstick Queen in the shade Natural. This, I tend to reach for any of my shades that are kind of more of a dark, kind of a brick red shade. So I use this with lipsticks, I use it with liquid lipsticks. A very handy little lip liner to have, and having this in my rotation will make me pull those other items more often as well. So perfect, I'm happy to pull that. As for eyeshadows, I don't really want to randomly generate any right now. I really want to focus on some of my potted singles that I just haven't used in a long time. So first off, this one from ColourPop. This is one of their new cream shadows. This is in the shade Laurel. I felt kind of bad. I bought this and then just didn't really use it much. So it is just like a nude. It's like a cool nude. It is really nice as a single shadow look, and these do not budge once they set down. They are actually really hard to get off. I always use an oil-based cleanser to remove makeup, but just using water, this is really hard to get off. Another one I want to pull is this one from Ace Beauty. This is another one I feel like I just have in rotation, but I enjoyed it a lot, and I feel like if I don't pull it in a rotation, I'm just gonna kind of forget about it. So if I could get it open, man, I really closed it tight. There we go. Such a pretty shadow. Look at that on my finger. Ooh, it's so pretty. Yeah, it's just so pretty for, well, I mean, you could wear it any time of year, but I don't know. I'm still trying to wear fall shades. I don't know, even though I really feel like it's winter. Not technically, but for me, December, you know, it's winter. So anyway, I'm gonna pull that one, and then this one from Nomad, I like forget exists, and I think it's because it's a matte. I would really like to depot it from this plastic packaging, but I'm scared I'm gonna break it. Like, I've only depotted from cardboard packaging before. I've never tried to do plastic, so I really hesitate because this is such a nice shadow. I really don't want to ruin it. Oh, it's so creamy. Look at that. That is lovely. This is the shade Henna from Nomad. Okay, two more. I want to use this ColourPop shadow in the shade Buzzin'. I actually have pan in this. I got pan in this earlier this year when I had it in a project, and I promptly put it away and never touched it again this year. I'm like, man, I should use that some more before it completely dries out. It's so satisfying to see pan in this. I just love it. It is definitely starting to dry out. Like when I try to put my finger in it, it like moves around in the pan, but I can still pick up color. It is a beautiful shade. That is really pretty. It's like a one shadow look. Okay, and then lastly, I want to pull out my L'Oreal Infallible shadow in the shade Amber Rush. These really are nice. I feel like they've stood up to the test of time. I recently just found out about them, you know, just because it has taken me until the past couple of years to actually get into makeup. So this is actually the first one I've tried. It's beautiful. It's really lovely. So looking at this here, it's very warm with the exception of this, which I guess you could call it more neutral, not necessarily super cool toned. So yeah, I'm excited to use all of those and pull them out of my drawer, make sure I get some good use out of them. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate all your comments and likes. It really helps out my channel, and I really appreciate it. So thank you so very much. I will see you soon for my next video. I'm loving the content I have planned for this month and next month, actually. Lots of fun panning content. So I will see you soon. Bye!